So I kind of want to start off this video saying that San Clemente, California may just be my favorite place on earth. San Clemente is like this dreamy little beach town that completely like took my breath away and kind of stole my heart. I'm obsessed with San Clemente. Okay, so once a year, me and my best friends go on this trip over the summer. Last year was Oregon. This year we're going to San Clemente, California to visit my best friend G, who moved there recently. So we figured we missed her. Our trip this year will be a trip to go see Grace.
Finding what you had in mind and seizing the moments and the times.
Alright, and so Grace used to live in Idaho, which was only about a 4-hour drive from here in Utah where me and Sienna are. And so I felt better about her having moved away because she was only a 4-hour car drive away. Now her living in San Clemente, it's just not as easy to travel back and forth between work, between school, between life in general. Like, it's harder to go out and visit Grace. So that's why this trip was so special. So San Clemente is like this absolutely amazing town that I kind of really did blow my mind away. I loved it so much, but I think what I loved more was just that it was me and my friends like back together again, and it felt like we've been apart for months, but the moment I saw Grace, the moment Sienna and I saw Grace, it was like those months had shrunk into seconds, and it was just like being back with old friends again, which was just, it's kind of this nostalgic feeling that I can't describe with words, but it really just fills me with so much joy.
Rising from my bed with the pain, I hope that one day I'll feel better. Living every day on the same. I've seen my life with us together. You got the time that you needed, You got the heart that you see.
Now, since Grace has moved away, it's not like we don't talk to her. We do. Like, we call, we text, we send TikToks, we send stuff on Instagram. Like, we are in communication a lot of the time. But it's different when you're not in the same place. Whether that's the same city, same state, or the same basement room that we hang out in all the time. Like, it's different when your friend is so far away from you physically. And I think that's really what this trip was about. It was nice to have a break from the work, school, and life, but for me, I can't speak on for Sienna, but I think she'd feel the same way. It was that we were together again, that we were in the same place and we could laugh together and talk together and just have like this awesome, amazing time like we used to. Like, we used to do that every day, and now like it'll be like once every 6 months. And that's really just what made this whole trip so special to me. It was really just me valuing my time with my friends.
I need time sleeping at the ocean. I'll be fine, stuck in forward motion. I need time sleeping at the ocean. I'll be fine, stuck in forward motion. I need time sleeping at the ocean. I'll be fine, stuck in forward motion.
Having made awesome memories on this trip, like boogie boarding in the ocean, sitting on the beach, shopping, eating fish tacos, and just laughing non-stop, almost 24/7. These are the things that I look back on, and I get a little bit emotional thinking about them.
Got the time that you need, that you need. You got the heart that you see, that you see.
After having this long week of amazing time spent together, there was this point towards the end of our trip. It was our last night in San Clemente. We were gonna fly back to Utah the next morning, but we went and we got In-N-Out burgers, and we sat on the beach and we watched the sunset, and like this realization kind of hit me where I realized this is gonna be the last time in a long while where all three of us are going to be together in the same place and like hanging out like we normally do. And it kind of made me emotional, and I think it definitely made Sienna emotional, and although she may never admit to it, I think it got her a little bit in the feels as well, like, because it's a hard pill to swallow. But I was just so grateful that I had that time spent with them, and it was amazing. Like, I couldn't ask for a better trip. Between me moving away for school, Grace living in San Clemente, and Sienna staying here in Utah to do school, it's kind of just hard to think that all three of us are going in three different directions, and that, you know, things aren't going to be the same as they were. And I think that's always going to be the hardest thing for me, at least, is I love just being able, have loved just being able to just drive over, pick them up, and we have a day. But I think those days are very few in number for the future. And so overall, this trip to San Clemente was more than just a getaway to the beach and having an awesome time. This trip really came down to being, this trip really made me realize how much I value and how much I love my friends. As cheesy as it might come across, but I think friends and the friendships you have with people can be some of the best love stories, for a better word. The best love stories you could have in your life. And for me, my friendship with my small group of friends, like, it's probably one of the best relationships I've ever had. And it really just made me have this moment of like gratitude and like me just overwhelmed, feeling so grateful that I have this opportunity to have friends, and to have friends who I love and who love me back. And something that I think I've taken for granted for years now. But I think after this trip, I never will take it for granted again. I mean, I genuinely couldn't live without Sienna, or barely even function without Sienna, and I'm just so thankful and grateful every day that I get to have an amazing friend like her. She's an outstanding human being, so talented and so good. Like, I can't describe her other than just an amazing, good friend and a good person. And as for G, the two of us are almost inseparable. We ride the same wavelength where our minds are almost identical. We have the exact same thoughts at the exact same times. Like, it's freaky. Like Grace is really like a twin flame to me. And I mean, when it comes to Sienna, I have known Sienna for 7+ years, and for Grace, I've known her for at least 5 years, and those 7 and 5 years have quite honestly been some of the best years of my life. Just having shoulders to cry on, or just having people to laugh with, it's been absolutely amazing. It's been a dream. Overall, I think this trip to San Clemente was absolutely perfect, and I am so glad that Sienna and I just jumped. We left and we took the opportunity to go, and I think I will never regret it. And I couldn't ask for a more special, fun time.
You tried to taste me, and I take my tongue to the southern tip of your body, but bones are too heavy to come up, squished into a single cell of wood. Da 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 da.